What do you think about people saying that the bake sale itself is racist?
I agree that the pricing structure of the bake sale is discriminatory and it's wrong. Treating anybody differently based on the color of their skin, we feel is wrong, and that's what we feel is wrong with SB 185. We don't think that anybody should be treated based on the color of their skin. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to show that with our pricing structure, and that's our message.
So what do the tests measure?
The test just measure that the most privileged students, like the question that they do well on, and that like there's tests research actually done like to prove that like they take out the questions that black and brown and women students like the question that they do good at, and then only keep the questions that white male students, the most privileged students, good at, and put like and only use those questions only. So like, how is it not sexist and racist?
So
and they are, and those people are like saying that we should rely only on those tests, and that is racist and sexist.
So you're saying that they intentionally take out questions that people of color do better on?
Yes.
This is our bake sale. So after we have this bake sale, and as we're having the bake sale, we want to have an honest discussion about the issue. If we hadn't had it in this way, if we had had a town hall meeting, no one would be here. You wouldn't be here. None of this media would be here. None of these people would be here. So this is the way that we chose to try to get this dialogue started. And now that we've had this, we're really looking forward to a great discussion.
Let me say one more thing. I'm white, and now I'm a man, and I do have both white privilege and male privilege, and I think about it every single day. Every day, I'm aware of those two privileges that I have, so many others do not have. The difference is, those Republicans over there think that they're card-carrying members of the white majority, and in some of them, male majority. What do they have to worry about? They'll have nothing to worry about. Not until until things get toppled, which at this point, it's not happening. It's still not happening.
Our event in no way was planned or intended to hurt any individuals personally, and for who they are. And I feel very comfortable apologizing to anybody individually who felt attacked by our event, who feels that our event is making fun of them as a person or degrading them for their ethnic identification. Now, the fact that it's offensive, sometimes free speech is offensive. It has to get people's attention, and that's what we've done. This event is controversial, but it's controversial in the same way that we're facing a controversial issue, and we're responding to it with a controversial event.
And have you or other members of the college Republicans had any type of, I guess I've heard about threats or intimidation?
Within the first few hours of our Facebook event being online, we had a huge backlash. Hundreds of posts were made on the Facebook page. A couple of them were supportive, but mostly were against. And in that time, the comments are still online. You can go on Facebook and see them right now. But a lot of comments were threatening implicitly, explicitly, saying that they would come and burn down our table, or that they would bring a baseball bat, a spiked baseball bat to our event. And we haven't seen any of that today. That's good news, and we were hoping for the best. That's why we went through the event. We're hoping that those were mostly emotions, that people were not really wanting to hurt us, and so far it seems to be the case.
African Americans, Latinos, people of color are oppressed, are brutalized, are terrorized, and now these Republicans want to come out and mock people with their racist garbage. This is nothing but stone racism. Let's call it what it is. As Bob Avakian of the Revolutionary Communist Party said, without slavery there would be no United States as we know it today. And this slavery continues in a new form, in a new Jim Crow, in new forms of discrimination. And these college Republicans are supporting all that racism and that denigrating people, making fun of people's heritage, mocking people, mocking people's struggle. It's sickening.
Oh, hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. This racist makes us control.
All right, so what do you think about this whole thing?
Personally, I find the situation, it seems to have gotten a little bit out of hand. I think the Republicans were, the young Republicans at Cal, were trying to give a bit of satire, and I think it's being blown out of proportion. Personally, I find the satire amusing, and I think it makes a good point, and it brings, as far as bringing publicity about the issue, they've certainly done that. So I think all in all, they're actually succeeding here.
You don't see why this satirical event would cause some people to feel offended, or...
Oh, I understand the offense. I feel that if somebody has a right to be offended, just like the young Republicans have a right to say what they're going to say. And personally, I think that satire is one of the best ways to actually make a point about political issues. And
do you think most people get that this was supposed to be satirical, because some people are finding it just a racial affront?
Based on the number of people who take it as a personal racial issue, I definitely think that some of the satire is going right over people's heads. And some of the literature that the young Republicans are passing out actually dispels a lot of that. And I think that if everybody actually listened to both sides of the issue, they would have a better perspective on it. And perhaps they'd be able to see that this isn't some sort of racial attack, it's just talking. And it's making a point about a bill that they disagree with.
And you're not a member of the
I'm not. I'm not a member of anything political on campus.
Did you go over and pay your $2 for a baked good?
I certainly did. And even though there were several people trying to stop me, I feel that working with groups that go and make a point, and then best of all, they stick with the point. I mean, they haven't backed down from their political stance, and I think that's honorable. And so I was willing to commend them for that.